and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Hole of darkness. So what did that? Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019?
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
You're listening to the sounds of Trinidad and Tobago with DJ Nasty Nige.
Welcome. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right there. Welcome and good evening to you out there. And this is the Property Hour Show live on Star Radio UK. This and every Thursday from 7 p.m. And right after the advert, we are all set to go. And I'm super excited that we're coming your way from our studios in London. And you know what? It's been, London is quite a strange city where you can have 4 seasons in the same day. Everything can happen, the wind and storms and something like ice or snow coming. And today has been one of those days. So, and I've been out there, so I know that it's been quite a challenging day. But hey, we are still here, and we are super excited to come your way. My guest is all set, and he's no stranger at all. We'll be diving into what we have tonight. I believe that you are set, you're ready for us, and I believe that tonight is going to be an exciting one because of the topic. Now, you know what? Do us a big favor. If you're watching us on YouTube, please share the link. On Facebook, couple of pages, Star Radio UK Facebook page and fan page as well. That's Star Radio UK fan page, and also KB Bossman Facebook page. We're live on Twitter. It's at Star Radio UK. We're live on Periscope. We're live on TuneIn Radio, on www.starradiouk.com, and also we are live on our amazing interactive app. And so I believe that you'll be able to watch us on the go and listen to the podcasts as well. Super. And so please do us that big favor. Share if you have received the link also on believe that on WhatsApp. Please let it go. It's not just meant for you, but for the rest of the family, friends, and everyone, so that we can all learn together. Very key, very important. Our topic speaks for itself, and we're discussing complex property finance. My guest tonight is none other than the one and only experienced man, the gaffer, go-to man, the man that works things that many cannot work out. And he's been doing this for quite almost 2 decades, and he knows what he's about. He makes things happen. I don't believe that he's second Jesus, but he makes things happen. So there's something unique that he's doing. So he will tell us tonight. Mr. William Omony, welcome back to the Property Hour show. And let me say that my co-guest, my co-host, I beg your pardon, is not with me tonight. She, as I said, I've been announced, and she's been very busy on some project, and she'll be joining us as and when she has the free time. But hey, by the mid of this year, she'll be done and dusted, and she'll join us again. And so, Mrs. Vicky Newton, thank you, and I hope you're doing well. So, it's all set and ready. Mr. Omony, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, buddy. I'm doing great. And thanks for having me on your show.
Wonderful. It's amazing and always a joy to have you and to talk about property, to talk about finance, to talk about almost everything, the complexity of how things can be, but still finding solutions. So it's a very, very there's a particular word I'm looking for, but I can say that it's so good to have you on. But hey, let me say that Mr. Omony is the director for PWO Finance. They are financial brokers when it comes to properties and other commercial products, which he will talk about. And also, he's a property accountant as well, proactive consult. And so he will give details at the end of the program. If you need to contact him, you are more than welcome to do that. So let's kickstart. And Mr. Omony, in terms of the journey so far, second month of the year, where do you see the property market heading towards?
That's going to be a very hard question for me to really give a definite answer to. I hope I'm
because you handle hard and difficult and complex issues. So
I'll try my best.
Yes.
First of all, maybe for a quick heads up, Proactive Consult actually they specialize in tax advisory for property clients.
Right.
So for issues to do with, say you have a complex structure that you would like somebody to help you with, and you would like to probably invest in such a way that you limit value erosion and protect the value of your property portfolio, that's where you come to us. If you're looking for, say, maybe, like bookkeeping and accounting, basic accounting work, yes, most of our staff are actually more attuned to what we call ownership structuring,
right,
and things to do with what the tax implications are going to be on your property asset. I hope it's just a quick clarification that I wanted to give before we shoot straight into complex financing and how the property market is currently going. Now, you asked the question, second month, what is it all about the property market today?
Yes.
Now, given the things that we are seeing around, that is legislation, then political risk. Now, today you've just heard of sanctions being imposed on Russia, and all that actually, because UK is almost at the center of, let me say, more than 50% of world global trade is financed through London. Now, that means if you look at what is happening around the world, all these geopolitical issues that's going on, it definitely has an effect on financial services.
Right.
And London being at the center of global finance trade, finance and trade, London will always have that hit when things like, Russia invading Ukraine is happening. Then at the end of it all, you realize if somebody was keen enough to listen to what's going on in Parliament today, there was a lot of issues to talk with sanctions, then opening up of what we call, should I say, a register of beneficial owners. And when you hear of register of beneficial owners, definitely your mind starts focusing on what kind of assets are we talking about. Property is very much amongst the asset classes that are owned with companies and complex structures. So this brings the market into a situation where we start thinking, okay, what will happen if the Russians are locked down? And in most cases, they actually buy in the top end of the market. They're the guys who have been, shopping around for trophy assets and so on.
The Ollies,
I can't speak specifically, but generally, Russians have been investing a lot in the property market too. Just like, okay, it's not a kind of an exclusive club for the Russians, but they have a significant play in that kind of market, especially in the Kensington and Chelsea area. So I would say second month, there's a lot of uncertainty. But if you look at the bottom line, I would say properties worth 500 grand to say maybe a couple of millions, you'll find almost everybody is doing something in that sector. And because it is in the bottom line, you'll realize that quite a number of people are actually, making the best of whatever circumstances are going on. If for people who keep on top of the market news, you'll also realize that recently quite a number of transactions have been going on. For example, if you compare data of the last 2 months compared to the previous 2 years, you'll find that this year has been much, much more vibrant than the previous 2 years. And in the financing world, there are quite a number of new lenders that have come, especially in the short-term market, where we have bridging finance, and some entities are actually already cutting down on their interest rates. Others are increasing their loan to value. I was pleasantly surprised by one of our lenders 2 days ago, who gave me a call and said, hey, look, we are actually increasing and being flexible on how much we can cap our highest loan to value ratio. So effectively, you can borrow above 75% to buy and refurbish a property. So that is good news. So overall, I would say it's a mixed market where you find there's good news in the bottom line, but in the high end, there's going to be tougher laws to be met, especially for experts and international clients.
Because of the Ollies, what is happening?
It's mostly because of the laws that we expect to come in. We never had what we call a register of beneficial owners in the UK, and the government has always been resisting that call. But with what is happening in Ukraine, and many people complaining that, look, Russians have been investing a lot of money in the UK properties, so we need to know the companies which are actually investing in UK properties, and if in any case they are owned by Russians, then you have to do something about it. And such a trend normally goes down along the line of regulations, and where you have regulations coming on board, expect compliance, and if you don't comply, you lose your properties. So there you are.
Okay, that sounds a bit like wow. It sounds.
Are you hearing me clearly, though?
I can hear you very loud and clear. Loud and clear, yes. Thank you for that update, and I believe that it's something. One of the questions I'm going to bring up a bit later on has got to do with interest rates and all the stuff, and we can discuss that as well. Now, if we can head towards our main topic, and if we are talking about complex property finance, it sounds a bit technical. It sounds like it's only for the experts in the industry that do understand this. So for our listeners and viewers, in a layman's understanding, how would you be able to get them to agree with you?
Now you're putting me in a position as if I'm like at the standard bearing to say, when I say complex, then there you are. Everybody will fall in line and say, yes, that is what it is.
Exactly.
It's an interesting topic, though. It's quite an interesting topic. Let's look at it, I think, from, first of all, a traditional perspective.
Yeah.
If you wanted to buy a property, and just so that we are not confused, we only work in the unregulated market.
Yeah.
We don't work in the regulated market. And the regulated market is anything to do with owner-occupied properties. So if you're going to maybe have an inquiry with us, please inquire along the line of unregulated finance and unregulated mortgages.
Okay.
Now, in the event that you want to buy a property, most people will say, hey, look, first thing I have to do is save some money. Let's say you want to buy a property worth 100 grand.
Yeah.
You'll say, all right, I need to save like maybe 30% of that. So I'll save 30 grand.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to the banks, they'll give me the 70%, which is 70 grand.
Yeah.
And you have your total of 100 grand. That is what we call the normal trend in buying a property.
Yeah.
Now, in that case, the presumption is that the property is in good shape and is habitable. You, as the person who is borrowing, you can actually keep up with repaying the interest. And if you choose to take an interest plus capital, then you can maintain all those payments up to speed without default. Then thirdly, you are actually either going to be living in the property or somebody will be renting it out. So there are a number of criteria that go into assessing whether you're good enough to actually buy that property. That is the normal market and almost across the board. Now, what we call complex is anything other than that normal market that we're talking about. So in this case, we're saying, let's say if there's a property that has a structural problem and you want to buy it, if you go to the normal market to say, hey guys, look, I want a mortgage, they won't give it to you. And on the other side, if you have a CCJ to your name, almost most of the high,
it's a non-starter, isn't it?
Yeah, all high street banks will say, no, we are not giving you that, we are not giving you the finance. On the extreme side, let's say international clients and experts, say you live in, I will say my own village, East Africa, Pakwach, and you want to buy a London property. First of all, the money that you need is excessively too much. Then at the same time, you wouldn't be in position to buy the whole thing for cash. So what do you do if you don't have even the financial footprint? Can you still get a mortgage in the UK? Now, that is what we call a complex market. It is where there are, should I say, some circumstances that makes it hard for you to go to the high street bank, say in the UK, to say, hey, look, I've seen a nice property that I want to buy, and I need you guys to give me, say, 70% of it. I'll put 30%. Or if 30% is too high in the complex market, today you can even get 80% to 85% of the market value of the asset. And as such, that reduces the liquidity burden, as in how much cash you have to inject in the asset before you actually own it. Now, that is the kind of market that we call a complex market.
Wow, that sounds quite interesting, because, you know, you come across 10 people, 7 or possibly 8 will say, I've got a bad credit.
Yes.
And when that happens, it's like, you know what, it's a non-starter. And from what you're saying, that is where you come in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So go on, please.
Look at it like, for everybody who is looking to buy a property, there's always some peculiar story about that person. Say, I want to start developing properties. Then you say, okay, where will I get money? First of all, to buy the land, then to develop the property, and go ahead and make sure that when I finish the development, I either have to sell it immediately or have the finance to exit when I've finished that development. All those things fall along the line of complex property financing. So what we are looking at is a position where we work with people who have those stories and are willing to actually do the hard work, but at the same time want to make sure that they actually develop a good property portfolio. So look, what we're looking at is like real specific points, but it is a whole continuum where you have people with good credit on one side. Those guys can go to the high street, and probably UK tax resident and everything takes out, and that side they will go to the high street and they'll have no problem. But on the extreme side, you want somebody who wants something tailored for them. Those are people who need the complex market.
Okay, and let me say that as I said, if you meet 10 people, 8 will possibly say, "I've got bad credit." CCJ, I've not looked after my credit well, and you've explained it. Now, people have fear. The other thing is that, my age. Age becomes like a major factor for people that they know they can afford it in terms of whatever. For the repayment of the mortgage, they know they can afford it, but age does not favor them. Do you deal with people like that as well?
All that is still within the bracket of complex property finance. Look at it this way. I always look at age as a point where somebody says they have the experience in life. So that should actually very much play to somebody's advantage, not to their disadvantage.
Right.
So yes, what matters most is, because at the end of the day we are human beings, and normally what brings a risk with age is death. Now, the question that will always arise is there a clear succession plan if death as a risk does crystallize? And we've actually worked with a number of people who are looking at building property portfolios, and one of my clients, I would say, is around 78.
Okay.
And for as long as we have put a good, clear plan that, look, we will set up the entities in such a way that, first of all, entities don't die. So if entities don't die, if say maybe a director and shareholder dies and there's somebody who is going to be replacing us as shareholder and director, we effectively eliminate the risk of saying age is actually a risk. Age becomes something that is just normal. So it won't affect the decision whether to lend or not to lend. Where age becomes a problem is if whoever is actually buying has no clear plan as to what happens if different risks do crystallize. But we've done this for a while. We work with people who are a little bit elderly, and are still feeling like, look, I still want to invest in properties. I don't want to just, go and sit home and do nothing. I want to be active. I want to do something with my life. Despite having retired, you find many of them actually getting back into the property market and doing a lot of, financing. And I must say, I find working with such people quite interesting because of their experience. Because they actually seem to grasp the concept of investments, especially in properties, very easily.
Okay, that sounds quite interesting, and I want to say that in terms of you mentioned early on, non-resident potential property investors. How is it like in terms of how easy it is, how difficult it is for them to come into the market and invest? You mentioned earlier on that they can get into it, but if you can break it down a little bit.
Okay. It's better probably to look at it from an angle of people who are overseas,
right,
and interested in buying UK properties. What the normal market procedure is that you have to be a UK resident and with UK financial footprint to buy UK properties on a UK finance. Now, that is for the normal market.
Yeah.
But for says, let me take some recent example. We have a Ghanaian who lived in the UK for a while, then decided to go back to Ghana.
Okay.
Now, if you are to get such a person and say, hey, look, because he's now no longer a UK resident, he cannot get finance in the UK, that would be completely unfair. And actually, that person can, very much seek a remedy in court. However, instead of doing all that, what we're saying is, why bother with fighting, when you can actually go into a secondary market and still get the same kind of, not exactly the same kind of finance, but a reasonably good finance for your property investment. So we will say, hey, look, stay in Ghana, do whatever you want to do in Ghana.
Yeah.
But if you can raise, say, 25 to 30% of the asset value, we will arrange for you for the finance to be provided for you while you are in Ghana. The only thing that we would like you to do is to maintain the discipline. When we open up for you, we will very much help you with everything to do with, say, your banking, then setting up your portfolio. Sorry. Just a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a little bit noisy. Yeah. Okay. We will work with you to help you with issues to do with bank accounts. Then help with issues to do with raising the 70 to 75% of the asset value. And for as long as it is a UK asset, we will get somebody to actually lend it to lend upon that property that you want to buy, and you don't have to necessarily be a UK resident. And just so that we are clear, this is for a foreign national or an expat look to buy a UK property. Now, that does not mean that if you want to buy an overseas asset, then it becomes an impossibility. The only thing is that it becomes a different kind of discussion, because then we have to look at different parameters. So, look, when I think the first time I came to your show, I did say that the property market is like a continuum, where there is one end where you have people who tick all the boxes that the UK lenders want, and you have on the other side people who do not meet any of those criteria. And in the middle, there are all sorts of people with all sorts of different stories.
Yeah.
Now, where you fall, the only thing that will change is probably the rates of interest that you can get access to, then how much gearing, by gearing I mean how much of the asset value can be lent to you compared to how much you're actually putting in.
Yeah.
Then on the other side also the cost of the services, because if you're asking a lawyer to, say maybe carry out due diligence on somebody who has never been to the UK, they've never met, it will be much, much harder than to do due diligence on somebody who has lived in the UK, has a good financial footprint, and is still a resident. So it's very much on transaction costs and the cost of finance that will differentiate between who actually, as in an international or foreign national buyer from a UK resident. But both will have access to the market.
Okay. Okay, so if you've just joined us, thank you. You're welcome to the Property Hour Show live on Star Radio UK this and every Thursday from the hours of 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're talking about complex property finance, how you can get into it if you've got the worst credit. You're so scared to even talk about it, but you know that you can afford it. And there are boxes you definitely have to take. But the good news is that, as my guest, Mr. Omony, is saying, is you can, no matter your credit history, you can get access to credit and get on the property ladder. So it's not doom and gloom as possibly somebody might have advised you or informed you as to. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to be scared with the numbers. Normally people walk past estate agents and they are scared because they see all the huge zeros and they're like, really, can I get into this whole property thing? They have the passion, they have the zeal, but they are confused because their credit file is so bad. But hey, you can get access to it, as I mentioned earlier on. I want us to talk about, before we'll come back to the complicity of the finance and everything. I want us to talk about, it looks like interest rates are, in the UK, I'm talking about in the UK, it looks like interest rates are going to rise, and maybe like a spacecraft.
I'm not so sure. Okay, look. Maybe I should first issue a disclaimer.
Right.
Interest rates are not something that are under our purview, and we can't control them. And then another thing, I'm not an economist, and as such, it's hard for me to really predict what the future is going to be like.
Yeah.
However, so far what we've seen in the market over the last 2 months, I think we've had 2 interest rate increases. One was an increase by, I think, around 0.25. Now we have interest rate at 0.75. Now, in both cases, in the short-term market, we haven't seen a significant rise in the interest rate.
Yeah.
As in the mortgage interest rates compared to the base rates, which increased. If in any case, in the shorter market, we've actually seen most lenders becoming more flexible to the extent of even cutting down on their rates.
Right. Okay.
I don't know whether that has been solely for the purpose of attracting more business, but what I know is that most lenders have been actually either leaving their rates stable, but the ones whom we work with really closely have been more flexible in reducing their rates. To the extent, I think, at the beginning of the show, I did highlight the fact that I got a call early this week, from a lender who called and said, hey, look, we are now trying to be flexible on even our loan to value so that we can give you more and as such give you more room to actually maneuver, especially people who have, tight circumstances.
Yeah.
Now, is the interest rate guaranteed to be low? No, because if you look at the high street market and some of the specialist lenders, they have been increasing a little bit, but not across the board where they're saying, hey, look, we are shooting up straight away. I guess most lenders at the moment are on some kind of, should I say, a sit and wait strategy.
Okay.
If 1 or 2 major lenders start by completely revising upwards their interest rates, then it's highly likely many will actually follow suit. But at the moment, it's not let me say, compared to the base rate rise, we haven't seen the same interest rate increase in the cost of finance.
Okay.
So it's good news for most mortgage borrowers. Now, in order to also give a little bit of assurance to people who are looking at buying now, I've always advocated almost to all our clients that, look, it's very risky to take a variable rate mortgage.
Yeah.
You would rather fix it for, say, maybe 5 years or 2 years and sit tight and wait and see what's going on. But given the inflation data that we have in the UK right now, I wouldn't even blink a little if somebody said they wanted a 10-year fix. Actually, on that note, one of my clients on Friday last week did call me and say, hey, William, look, I want a 10-year fixed rate, but at the same time, I want them to give me an allowance where I can pay any amount of money that I want if I get money within the 10 years without actually incurring exit charges. And one of the specialist lenders said, that's not a problem to us. Bring it over. So it is the beauty of trying to see what the market is doing and tailor services to actually meet that kind of need where the market needs to serve.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you for that. And my next question is: does how much somebody earns matter when it comes to the kind of mortgages that you do offer?
Yes, it does. Okay, that's a blanket yes, but I also have to add to the fact that there is a way of doing away with it. For example, if you're borrowing in the short term, and say you're borrowing for the next 6 months, and you say after 6 months I'm going to refinance, then instead of you guys charging me interest rates on a monthly basis, what I would like to do is to pay the interest rate in advance, in which case, why bother about how much somebody earns if they have actually already met the basic risk that you're trying to cover by testing whether they can actually meet the interest costs. So look, while on an overall perspective, somebody says, yes, it is important for one to actually earn a reasonable amount of money in order to get a certain mortgage, it's not kind of written in stone. So you can still indeed not be earning money, but if you can compensate for that by assuring or providing some assurance to the lenders that, look, instead of you paying on a monthly basis, I would rather you factor the finance into the facility that you're giving me, so that I don't have to pay any any repayments for the life or the term period of the finance that I'm taking with you. Right. Because there's no need for you to earn anything, even if you have zero. But on the other side, you'll be earning your rentals from your properties.
Okay, that sounds quite.
However, and this is the big however, for people who are going into the regulated market, there's a lot of regulations along that line. So in most cases, they'll tell you, hey, look, what is your annual income? And based on your annual income, they'll tell you, probably we can lend you 4 times your annual income, or we can lend you 5 times your annual income, so something like that. So for us who are in the unregulated market, we try and work a way to fit a client's circumstance. So if somebody does not work, our first precondition is that, okay, if you don't, then how can we make sure that you still keep up with the contract that you're trying to sign when you pick up a financing facility?
Okay. Thank you for that. And that's Mr. William P.W. Omony, and giving us what he does best. Now, in terms of finance, you've talked about the complexity of what you do. Now, when it comes to the finance itself, you've mentioned about some good rates still in the market, and also loan to value as to what some of your clients have given this week, which is good news. Now, all put together, there are people that are going to auction, like auction houses, and they need finance. Is there a product? Do you have a product like that you do offer?
Yes, and actually that is what we call our bread and butter. We call it bridging finance.
Okay.
Now, bridging finance is, let me say, 100%. The preoccupation of bridging finance is to deliver finance very quickly, deliver it in a cost-efficient way.
Yes.
At the same time, ensure that whoever is borrowing it can actually get it in for various reasons. One of them being in an auction. So if you're buying a property under an auction, in most cases, they'll tell you, look, we need you to deposit a reserve fee.
Yes.
Not only the reserve fee, we also need you to complete within the next 28 to 30 days.
Yes.
Now, with that, they'll give you a contract to sign, where if in any case you don't do that within the contractual remits, you will end up losing your money.
Yes.
So what we do is work with what most bridging lenders, we work with a number of bridging lenders, let me say. And look, we very much can finance from somebody buying a complete rundown property where nobody can ever live in, to another person buying a property that has been done really, really well, but against regulations, and as such, the council is saying this cannot stand, we are going to be knocking it down. All in the market. Yes, there is room for that. And not only auctions. Let's say if you have a buy-to-let portfolio, and you're facing repossession, where you're probably, look, life can knock any one of us on the other side of the road. And on those bad days, bridging finance will always come in handy.
Yeah.
Now, is it something that I would recommend for somebody buying to own? No. I'll always say it is good for a business purpose. Let's say you have identified a property that you can convert.
Yeah.
And you, for argument's sake, the property is worth 100,000. Then all you have is maybe another, for argument's sake, you have like 25,000, but you need money to refurbish the property.
Yeah.
You see, so this is where now the play between interest cost and all the other expenses that you're going to incur, then the loan to value, as in comparing at purchase point, they'll tell you, most bridges will say, look, we will give you 75% of the current market value or the 90-day value of the property. Now, if they say they're giving you 90% of the, 75% of the 90-day value of that property, that is different from saying they'll be giving you 75% of the open market value.
Okay.
So in other words, you'll need more money to put in on a 90-day. 90 days is strictly saying, look, if we wanted to sell it within the next 3 months, how much money can we realize from the, from this property? In other words, we want to sell it quickly.
Yeah.
Is there any amount we can realize? The surveyor will tell you, okay, if right now you're saying the market value is say 100,000, that means if you're to sell within the next 3 months, you'll probably sell it for say 80,000. That means you're knocking off 20,000 straight away. So if you've already agreed with the buyer, with the seller, that look, I'm buying your property for 100,000, it doesn't matter what the 90-day value is. You still have to pay the 100,000.
Right.
So where we come in, we actually work with banks to lend you 75% of that value that you need at purchase. But in addition to that, the same lenders will also provide you the money to actually do up the property, as in to refurbish the property.
That sounds incredible.
So
yes.
in effect, your property which you bought at say maybe 100 grand, if you did the job really well, you may end up, if you bought a complete rundown, you may end up doubling the price, doubling the value of the property within, say, 5 to 6 months. You see, and it is the kind of market I recommend people who are just starting in properties to really look at and evaluate for themselves with the intention of actually being actively involved. Because while it is a risky market, it's also a highly rewarding market.
Okay.
Yeah, so say if you live on £40,000 a year, you'll need only one good deal a year, and for the rest of the year you can go and spend your time on holiday. But if you're the kind of person who wants to do more and more, then I would say you will be doing like 4 or 5 deals a year, and it's really rewarding. Now, caveat, please do not go and put all your money in some rundown property just because you heard William say on the show, and as such you just throw out everything, and then it does not go your way, and then you say, oh no, but William said on radio that this is what you do. That is not how it works.
Okay.
The real job is much more complex, so please seek professional advice before you dish out your money.
Exactly, and thank you for that disclaimer, and I like it. Please, if you've joined us, thank you. Please subscribe to our channel, like and share, comment. You can send your questions, comment through, and also our WhatsApp number that we don't take calls because we believe that if you send your questions or contributions through, that will be much better. It will help us manage our time much better than calling through, because sometimes some of the calls do take a long time to get a question through. So please send us your questions either on social media or on our WhatsApp number. There's WhatsApp number if you're outside the UK is 44 or +44 or 004475 39661744. That's 4 +44 75 39661744. Or if you're in the UK, then it's 075 39661744. That's 075 39551744. Or send us a message your question on our social media platform, on YouTube, on Periscope, Twitter, also on Facebook, and we'll be more than happy to read your questions. So I've got Daniel sent through on WhatsApp, and Daniel says that, good evening, I have a residential property, but let me say that my credit is bad. I would like to get into buy to let. I have missed payments on the mortgage. Would I qualify to do a refinance?
Yes, you. Okay. First of all, we will need to know the reasons as to why you missed those payments. I hope they are explainable.
Right.
And if they are explainable, then there's no problem. But if maybe you're saying, hey, look, my only source of income has vanished.
Yes.
I don't expect to get any income for the next, say, the number of years, and I have no way out, then it will be hard for you to get any help along that line. Actually, if you're in that kind of position, I would say first seek help with your finance from one of the entities that actually help with managing, how you can best manage your debt and your finance.
Yes.
However, if in any case maybe once or twice you had some issues, and as such you failed to actually keep up with the payments, then yes, we can actually help you get into the buy-to-let market without any problem. And actually, if I may, the bridging finance market is very much meant for such people where you have some issues, but you have a very good deal that you've identified. Let's say you have a nice conversion property that you've seen and you want to buy it in order to convert it, but for some reason you have the money, however you can't get to the to the open market and the high street market to get a cheaper mortgage. You can very much branch along the line of a bridging finance facility, buy the property, do whatever you want to do with it. If you want to upgrade it, the better. Then when you upgrade it, that will take probably another 2 to 3 months, and by then you will have already kind of gotten yourself sorted out. And thankfully, if you do the job really well, your property also will have increased in value. So you can very much go back to the market and refinance, this time not on the original value, but on the developed value, as in the gross development value of the asset by the time of your exit. So that, first of all, it will either give you more money, or if you don't want the money, then you can actually lower how much you owe on your properties across the board, which is quite a good thing to do. So yes, but we need to dig deeper to understand.
Right. Okay. We need to dig deeper, Daniel. You had it all for yourself, but then if you want...
I wonder if that's Daniel, my friend. There's... I have a friend called Daniel whom I've worked with for a while.
Okay.
Now,
right.
He's a good brother of mine from Ghana.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'll leave it there. So, okay. Please keep...
Why are you surprised? By the way, should I say, I do believe I'm amongst the few who are both East and West African at the same time.
At the same time. Super. That's a good one there. Born in the East, adopted in the West. So it's understandable. Right, okay. So we've got some few minutes to wrap up, and yes, by 1:15 we'll be wrapping up. So about 7 minutes we'll be wrapping up. Please keep your questions coming, and we'll be more than happy to read them or contributions. So the next question is, I talked about experts, investors. We normally do not talk about the US. We tend to look at more of, let's say, people from Asia or Africa coming in to invest. Now, how easy is it for people in America to invest in the UK market?
Look, if it is easy for, say, somebody in... I'm trying to think of a country which is in complete divergence in terms of regulations with the UK and finding it easy.
Okay. I was going to mention Comoros, but...
okay. Look, the UK and the US have a very close relationship.
Yes.
When you look at their regulations. The only difference is that if you are a US... should I say a U.S. national, your risk to U.S. taxation is a little bit stringent and much tougher today compared to, say, maybe 10 years ago. Now, it is very much easy for you to actually invest in UK assets without any problem. The only problem is that when we talk about issues with FATCA and all the other, let me say US regulations requires that if in any case you are a US citizen investing overseas, then you have to report your global tax risk.
Right.
As in, generally you have to report on your global operations to them.
Yes.
Now, they may not tax you on anything that you return back, but it's highly likely that you will be having some tax exposures. Now, for the details, I would say it's better you actually somebody seeks professional advice for that, because it is quite a complex area. Now, is it easy to invest? Yes, it is easy to invest. Now, what I can't guarantee you is how efficient it will be in terms of taxation, because the UK will tax you, then it's highly likely that the US will also end up taxing you. Will it still be worth it? I don't know. Some time back, a couple of our clients were talking of actually giving up their UK nationality, their US nationality, in order to invest in UK property. So it's very much a question that everybody has to seek their own, seek professional advice before you make that decision. But is it easy to invest? Yes, it is easy to invest. How efficient will it be? That is another question, completely different. It's what we say, a complete different ball game.
Tax on tax, and but it's quite straightforward for UK citizens to invest in the US, and
actually it's much easier the other way around.
Yes,
US to invest in the UK, much easier.
Brilliant. So we should be wrapping up in a few minutes. Before we go, if you want to please give your details and your last comments in terms of complex property finance, we'll be more than happy for you to do that for us, please.
Look, I guess the last thing that I would love to say is that it's good to be earning an income. And I always advise people, look, earn as many income sources, earn from as many income sources as possible. But it's even much better to make sure that when you are looking at the future or planning your income sources, look at assets which will not only earn you direct income as in an inflow in money, but also grow the asset value of whatever you'll have invested in.
Yeah.
And properties always gives you that edge. Now, the beauty with property is that if in any case, say you put in $20,000 into even one single property, you will be earning rentals from the property. But in addition to that, the capital value of the property will also be appreciating. That is an income that you won't be straight away earning into your pocket, but it will be building up in the asset value. By the time that you decide to sell, it becomes a much bigger value that, you say, hey, look, thank God I invested in this asset ages ago. Here you are now, I'm reaping the benefits. So whatever you're doing, even if you're earning little money, probably you're right now saving, put it in an asset that you know that, look, there is some reasonable certainty that even if there is fluctuation in value, it can't completely go into eroding what you put into zero. Property gives you that certainty. Talk to us anytime. You can get us on Facebook, on almost on all social media platforms. I would say the major ones. And for professional discussions, to contact us on LinkedIn. Proactive Consult and PW Finance are both active. So anytime we'll be happy to answer your questions, or if you would like to get into the buy-to-let market, we are always there to help. Facing a repossession or financing a property portfolio, we'll always be here to help. So look, just talk to us.
Okay, so talk to us and don't be in the dark. Knowledge, they say, is power. It enlightens you. It gives you light in the midst of your darkness, or your dark hour, your darkest hour. So don't just cringe and crumble, but then there's always a way out. As long as there's a problem, definitely there's a solution out of every single challenge that you face. So, hey, it might be complex, it might be confusing, it might be very distressing, but don't allow it to oppress you. You can always rise above it, be on top of it. I mean, after all, you're not the first person. You can make it. You can get into the property industry or business, and I believe that the year is still young. So why don't you have a good think about it and sit down with yourself and people that matter to you and look through. If you want, that is if you want to start. But if you're in it already and you're finding things difficult, hey, you don't have to give up. Talk to the expert. Talk to people like William that will be there to help you, to guide you, to advise you, and to make sure that you come out. He's handled some difficult, I mean, it was a write-off, some of them write-off, I call it projects, but it's still complex finance, and he was able to scrape through it and come out triumphant. So I believe that he's still in the business and he can still help out. All right, Mr. Omony, thank you for joining us tonight and for taking time off your busy schedule to be with us. We highly appreciate it and we're grateful. Okay.
No problem.
All right then. So we'll catch up and thank you once again. So if you miss out on the whole lot, Mr. William P.W. Omony is the director for PWO Finance and also Proactive Consult. They are property tax advisors as well, as that's the Proactive Consult side of things, and also for the complex mortgage side of things, short-term loans. As you mentioned, if you want to go into the auction houses to buy, refurb and refinance, or refurb and sell, they can help you start that process. You don't have to think of the zeros, but they'll zero you in to get you started and get you flying. It's still possible. You can still get something out of the mess, because in every mess there's a message, and if you take the message out, a miracle will come out. So don't stay in there and cringe and crumble and give up, and no, talk to somebody and he's here for you. So therefore I'll say that thank you for keeping faith with us tonight. We thank our sponsors. That's Kerry's Furniture. Oh mine, I love Kerry's Furniture. The good news is that they can deliver to your doorstep, and there's something new they are doing, and it's going to be announced pretty soon on the program, and we'll do well and see if we can, for the first time, talk to the director about what is going to happen. So if you're in Africa, there's good news coming from Kerry's Furniture. And also they are based at, their headquarters is based in Atlanta, Georgia. They can deliver to your doorstep no matter where you are, from Kasese all the way to Chimbagro. Kasese is in Uganda, and also from I was going to say Moscow, but it's not a good time to talk about Moscow. Let me say that from Bradford all the way to Brazzaville, Congo Brazzaville, they can deliver, whether you're in Caracas or you're in Bogota. Kerry's Furniture will deliver to your doorstep. Interior deco, furniture, residential or commercial, they will deliver. Hook up with them on Instagram or Facebook. It's Kerry's Furniture. Kerry's is KHARIS. Don't struggle anymore about shipping and everything. They will take care of that for you. All you need to do is to talk to them and order, and they will get it delivered to your doorstep, no matter where you are on this planet. As long as you are not in space, they can deliver to your doorstep. That's it. And also thank you for our amazing graphic designers. That's M&M Concept. Oh wow, you know, these guys are professionals. They are based in the city of Accra, Ghana, but they are a global company that delivers to your doorstep. What I mean is, if you're looking for print works, graphic designs, if you're looking for merchandise or book cover designs, everything, these guys can deliver amazing work that they keep doing. And if you see our flyers, beautiful, I mean, first class premium that M&M Concept do offer. So connect with us for us to link you, and you get a 15% discount. You can give us a call on 0208 133 2258. That's 0208 133 2258, and we will be more than happy to connect you. And also Maya Associate is a property management company based in Ghana. Look, these guys have operated in the UK, and now they are back in Ghana. They are professionals, trustworthy guys that we've used, and they are proven. If you're building, whether it's a private or residential or commercial project, if it's housing, look no further. If you're looking for land to buy, look no further. These guys can deliver. They keep you posted and also inform. They can do video calls with you as to how the project is going and account for every penny. So it's May Associate. Don't trust those that you have burnt your fingers with. Your hard-earned money can work for you. Just pay that fees, just tiny fees for them to manage that project for you, and you will come and thank us. And I know that May Associate will do it. Last but not the least is CIG Properties. That's Cornerstone International Group Limited. They are major sponsors for the Property Hour show. If you're looking for investment both in the UK or in Africa, then look no further. If you're looking for mortgages, please talk to them. They have some experienced mortgage advisors that have been in the industry for decades and decades, and good rates, amazing professional ethics is in place. And also, if you're looking to let out your property or sell, if you're in a distress position at the moment, please talk to CIG Property, and they'll be more than happy to help you, whether let, sale, or investment. And so it's www.cigpropertyuk.com. That's www.cigpropertyuk.com. And you can give them a call as well, 0203 916 5588. That's 0203 916 5588. And they'll be more than happy to help you and do some good business for you. And so I'm out, but join me Sunday. You don't want to miss Sunday. Not this particular Sunday. We're on this Sunday on Faith Talk, but the following week is fireworks. As I said last week, this year we've made it on the Faith Talk show to get the politicians, because when the society, the politicians are in check by the media, the journalists, as to what they are doing, it is the citizens that have employed. So the employer cannot be struggling whilst the employee is enjoying. And so we will be talking more about African politics on Faith Talk on Sunday, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So join us. It's going to be the guys that are coming are something else, but join me. But this Sunday, look out for the flyers. It's going to be good. You don't want to miss it. Thank you. Have a good night. God bless. No stress and nothing less. And let me say a big thank you to our special guest again, Mr. William P.W. Omony. I always want to try and get it wrong, but it can never be again. So thank you so much, Mr. Omony. We're so grateful, and have a good evening. And to all our cherished listeners, thank you for keeping faith with us, and we are grateful. Thank you. Good night, and God bless. Right, let me see if I can get some good music.
So make way for the youth, make way for the yard. Tell them I'm feeling good, like a new machine, like morning dew.
Welcome.
Okay.
smartphone.